Howdy. I am here. Oh, it's sunny at this track. Jesus, there's sun at this track? Right. Sorry, I'm trying to sort some other things out. Oh my god, there's actually a few people in here, holy shit. Yeah, afternoon everybody. Yes, tier 4's just finished, straight into tier 5, that's the way I do it. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough, mate. So, I think it's been long enough. Screw it, we're going to go for it because there's a lot of you here and I've just been sorting a few things out. I think he's at work. So I'm going to very quickly go into it before I jump into stream. Basically, I've taken over tier 4 since since Watkins Glen. I've taken over tier 4. I was trying to catch up tier 4. I then had a week off because, well, I was ill and also I was at a minor operation which has gone quite well. So I wanted to catch tier 4 up, so tier 4 and tier 5 are on the same times. I've then had 3 days off this week, so I just thought, screw it, do do tier 4, tier 5 one day, tier 4, tier 5 Tuesday, tier 4, tier 5 Wednesday, so everybody's caught up. Now, on to the actual race and on to the actual tier. We have got Cap, who is our current championship leader as of last race, in first position. Seems to be quite often in first and pole position at the moment. We then got Nathan in second with looks like a fantastic qualifying lap considering he's in the Alfa Romeo. Thank you, buddy. I say operation. It wasn't a full-on like went under the knife and under the needle. It was like ingrown toenails in both my big toes, about 5mm wide, and about the length of the actual nail into the root came out on both sides of my toe. Painful, yes. But yeah, all out, all done. Been 2 weeks today since it's happened, and it's pretty much almost back. Obviously, there's still a bit of bleeding and whatnot, and trying to kick out everything, or potential infection and things like that. So I've got to salt bathing, but back to work tomorrow fully and back in full time tomorrow. So We then got Zimmer in third. I'm expecting Zimmer and that Supra to take off a little bit, only because there is a lot of points around this track where that Supra will be quick. We then got Kenny in fourth, a fantastic qualifying session from the reserve driver in fourth position. We then got Fracas in fifth. We got Zab in sixth. The two Mazdas having a fifth and sixth lock out. Let's see if the two Mazdas can actually pull something together. Fracas. Have you got a fucking foot fetish or something? Because you just said, describe your toenails in some more details, please. What, do you want to know the specific dimensions and the crustiness or the hairiness or something like that? So we then got Monk in seventh. So good qualifying session from Monk. He had an absolute howler yesterday / last week at Moo Village. We then got Slav in eighth. We got Nectar down in ninth position. So an absolute howler of a qualifying session for Nectar. Nectar's got all the ground to make up to try and claw back that championship lead to Cap. We then got Finn rounding off the top 10 in the Lamborghini, finally with a livery that actually loads on my end for the first time. We then got the first of the two watermelons of Dexter in 11th. We got Quack in 12th. We got Blade in 13th. We got Schumacher in 14th. I don't know what's going on with this camera angle at the moment. I should start an OnlyFans with this at this rate. We then got Schumacher in 14th. We got Monty in 15th. Out a howler of a qualifying session. We got Major bringing up the rear. Again, not having a fantastic qualifying session at all. So let's get started. Enough about foot fetishes and only feet accounts. Let's get cracking with only racing accounts, because that's what we're here to do at the moment, as Cap gets an absolute fantastic start. Nathan doesn't really gain much at all, as both Mazdas get away quite cleanly as well. Fracas gets away a little bit better than his teammate as I go through, and I'm going to keep an eye on the mini-map, which someone has very rightly pointed out I do a lot, and I do keep an eye out for spins because that's where entertainment comes from. Oh, don't start this again. Oh dear. Okay, it's going to do this. So I had this problem in tier 4. If I have this problem again here, which I'm not going to try my best not to skip back too much. As Monk, you're not getting away with this. I heard you out of the corner of my ears as Zimmer gets it all sorts of wrong, colliding. Oh my god, what the fuck has happened? Oh, it's still happening. So Zimmer's now dropped all the way back down to last. Fracas is now down to 11th. I'm going to go back and try and watch that again. This all happened with Zimmer going off. Oh my god, it's fucking carnage and I love it. So, I'm going to go back as far as I can. So this all happens when Zimmer went off back here. Zimmer's gone back off here, which Fracas and Zimmer have had contact here, going around this corner, which has then caused complete fucking chaos. Zimmer's sort of come back onto the road. Yeah, console. Yeah, we are starting to. Yeah, I think it's the fact that trying to stream and hang on, I wonder if I turn the internet off on my phone, will that make it better? Yeah, it's just here at the Nurburgring I've noticed that problem. I need to upgrade to a PS5, but the trouble is they're so fucking expensive. Anyway, glossing over that point. So, Zimmer's fucked up over here somewhere. It happens. Fracas has hit Zimmer, which has then put Zimmer off into the wall, which has then come back on really slowly, which is Monk's then collided into the back of Zimmer, which has made Monk's basically go to a standstill. Where is he? Where's Nectar? Nectar's then hit the back of Monk, who's sent Monk colliding into the wall over here. Well, I say colliding into the wall, which is now spun Monk sideways. Is now... These two are then just causing their own problems as it is. And facing the wrong way and spinning the wrong way. Now, Zab is going to also have a moment himself. I think he's lost it. Nectar's now got nowhere to go, so Nectar's now going to lose out some time as well. And somehow, the rest of the field has got to get through all this. Finn's had a moment as well. So, Finn's had a moment there. I'm just going to go through this as best as I can. Monk gets kind of pushed out of the way by his teammate. Fracas and Zimmer are now recovering. Nectar's okay. Damage control kind of been done. Zab's used Nectar as kind of like a leaning guard. Slav's now moved up to 5th. Quack's moved up to 8th. Let's go from back here. So, Zimmer's now all the way down to plumb last. There's still battles going on over here. Currently kept clean. Oh, I should learn to shut up occasionally. Fuck's sake. It was clean for about 3 seconds. Then Monty decided to have a moment and send Finn into the wall. Majors from 14th gained 2 position. Monty's now in 12th. Monk's down to 13th. What's going on up ahead? Oh my god. But Monty's having a moment as well. Zimmer's now back up to 14th. These two are going to try and fix themselves up. Let's try going forward. Can we get through a corner without someone crashing? So these three are now in a race of their own. They're nowhere. They're probably not going to really catch up too much to each other. Oh my fucking god. Let's get tier 5 up. There we go. Apologies. Right, so the first quarter of this lap has been definitely entertaining. So Cap's still in 3rd, Nathan's still in 2nd, Kenny's now up to 3rd, Zab's now up to 4th, Slav's up to 5th, Pippa's up to 6th, Quack's up to 2nd, Nectar's now up to 8th, and that's the... Fracas is up to 9th, and everybody behind Fracas has dropped. Fracas has dropped down to 10th, Monk's dropped down to 11th. Major has made up a spot. A couple of spots now up to 12th. Zimmer's dropped to 13th. Monty's gained. Finn and Blade have dropped. I'm going to stay with this group here. I think this group's probably going to be the action group for a moment. I've already been told something about the feature, which I will be displaying and I will be showing. Because he's already told me I can show in the stream if I want, which is a mistake. The one thing you guys have yet to learn is never tell me if you personally fucked up, because I will show it. I told you this at the start, you haven't learned, so Quack up to 6th position. Let's see, can Quack and the very slow and the straight Ferrari catch up to the back of that McGann. I'm not sure if it can actually. McGann can. No, it can't. It's now Quack's under pressure from Nectar. As we go round the right-hander, I'm just going to jump forward. Is everybody making it around the carousel? Yes, Nathan's dropped back into the clutches of Kenny. Kenny's making up ground, and Kenny's going to try and keep making up ground. I still have the same problem. Great. So, Slav in 4th position. Getting a little bit of pressure behind from Dexter. Yeah. I tell you what, if I was in this tier, I think I'd want to qualify very near the front of the grid the whole time. I wouldn't want to get stuck in at the back. Now can Quack open up a bit of a gap to Nectar at the behind him. I think he's starting to open up the gap a little bit. Schumacher's coming in, and Schumacher's going to try and catch up to these guys as we got Fracas in the back. Let's keep looking through at the back of the grid. Zab's now dropped down to 11th position after having made a mistake earlier on in the lap. Zimmer's trying to make up ground from earlier on in this lap and is going to try and catch up to 12th position of Major. Going further back, Monty's got himself a half-second penalty. That's not going to help your case, mate. That might even extend your penalty out a little bit more as we go through YouTube corner. Alright, let's go back forward. Let's see if we can find ourselves a nice battle. This will be the battle here. Well, it was battle until Zab decided. What's happened to you? You were up here. Oh, okay. Right, let's go back from here. Ah, that might have been a mistake. I'm now out of drink. And it's tier 5. That might have been a mistake. So, Dexter got a nice run on Slav. Going around the outside. Can Dexter make it... Dexter Pepper make it work? No, goes off into the grass and nearly collects... Who was that? I think it was Nectar. Nearly collects Nectar on coming back onto the track. So, Dexter gets that corner all sorts of wrong. Decides to become a lawnmower for the day. Going over the jump around the right-hander. You don't want to brake on the jump, otherwise that happens. What Zab has just demonstrated behind us. So, Monk now up to 9th position. Fracas up to 8th. Schumacher up to 7th. Pressuring Nectar for 6th position. As we got Quack now up to 5th position. Chasing down Slav in 4th. As we got drivers in the background all over the road as Nectar's now been pushed off the track, I think, by Schumacher. Fracas is going to capitalise as Nectar goes around the outside of the little mini corkscrew kind of like carousel. That was it. As Nectar's now going to be under pressure from Pepper going down this straight as Nectar comes down the back straight. Is he going to use the slipstream? No, I think he's got auto drive on and maybe typing a message, not sure. Fracas going to try and stay in the slipstream of Schumacher as much as possible. Schumacher in the slipstream of Quack, who's in the slipstream of Slav. Why do you go black there? Because there is literally no... Come on. Don't make me go back. As we just missed Schumacher going... Well, we kind of just caught the end of it. As Schumacher goes up the inside of Quack. Quack not been able to do too much down this long straight because of the lack of straight line speed of that car. Fracas has lost out a little bit of ground to the top, to the group of 3 ahead of him. Next is hooked onto the back of Fracas now. So Slav stays ahead. Slav's pulled out a bit of a gap to Schumacher, who's still got Quack behind him. It's starting to pull out a little bit of a gap. Nectar all over the back of Fracas as we're going to jump on board with these two. As Quack further on ahead spins out and gets it all sorts of wrong going through that corner. So now Quack's out of the equation. Monk gets past him. Who else gets past him? Zav gets past him as well. So Zav now up to 9th. Monk up to 8th. Quack still in 10th. What a lap. So let's just skip through a little bit. Let's jump through. I want to have a quick look at the top three. Nathan's not really falling into the clutches of Kenny. I think Nathan's starting to open up that gap just a little bit. He was a second or so quicker that previous lap. Cap though just in a different league, just on a world of his own, way out ahead at the moment. Coming back, still got Slav in fourth, defending at the, well, holding on to fourth, not defending. Doesn't need to defend if Schumacher's going to do that, but Schumacher stays there, somehow keeps it all together and squared up. He doesn't keep it squared up through there as Schumacher lights up the rear tyres, probably the turbo kicking in actually, and then kicks him off into the grass. So Schumacher loses out 2 spots to Fracas and to Nectar. Fracas up to 5th, Nectar down to up to 6th, Schumacher down to 7th, Quack now up to 8th position, Dexter Pippa up to 9th, and Zimmer now up to 10th. We then got Monty into 11th position, so Monty making up some ground. We then got Major up to 12th, we got Zab down to 13th, not having a great session at the moment. We then got Monk down to 14th, again not having a great session either. We then got Finn way back here in 15th, and then we got Blade even further back in 16th. Let's jump back forward again, where's ourselves a little battle. Have a look for the battle for 13th for the moment, for a couple of corners. As we can hear the lockup, oh that's not going to work, mate. Monk goes a little bit wide, going through that little complex. So it's going to allow Finn to have a look. Still don't know why I chose to use the mediums for the sprint. Maybe you thought tyre wear was slightly higher. I mean, had you gone soft, you probably would have had Nathan, or be definitely battling for second. But still, third is a very, very good finish spot, especially for what, your third race this season? Third or fourth race this season? So let's jump back forward. I don't think much is going to happen over there. Zab's up into 13th. No, I say down to 13th, excuse me. Let's stick with this group up here actually, because there's a little bit more cars going on. And carnage potentially going to happen up here. So Monty's now starting to reel into the back of Zimmer. Zimmer's got to be careful because Monty's definitely catching up. Let's go further forward. We've got Dexter Pippa in 9th, starting to catch up a little bit to Quack. Schumacher's, after making a little bit of a mistake, starting to try to catch up to the back of Nectar. Fracas is starting to catch up to the back of Slav. Kenny and Nathan are still sort of similar gap. If anything, Nathan's pulled out a little bit of a gap. So let's stick with these guys here for a moment. Yeah, so for your third race, finishing third in the sprint, there's no slouch. So as we go over the jump around the right-hander, next is starting to catch up to the back of these two. Really starting to catch up on the back of Fracas as well, so we will stick. Let's jump on board actually. We haven't really done much on board. I haven't been doing many onboards from this track. As Fracas goes a little bit wide around the right-hander, who makes the carousel pretty much everybody, well, Nectar doesn't quite hit the carousel, the other two do. The other two get a better exit. Nectar tries to send it as it gets a bit of dirty air and onto Sid, so that's going to cost him a lot now. That's going to cost him momentum and speed down this back straight. Here comes Schumacher. Is Schumacher going to overtake for position? He will overtake straight away from position. No defensive move from Nectar. So Nectar down to 7th, Schumacher up to 6th. That BMW M6 sort of about maxing out on top speed. Let's jump forward as we got the Toyota Supra versus the Mazda RX Vision, as Cap has already finished the race, which we'll come back and watch in just a moment. So I want to see what happens over through these next couple of corners. Fracas ballses it around the outside, makes it work going into the final couple of corners. Let's go back and watch Cap through the final couple of corners. Thank you. Around the final corner we go as Cap makes a mistake around the final corner. It doesn't matter, he's got tons of room to wait and to miss, and as he gets fastest lap of the race, as through comes Nathan around the final corner for the last time in the sprint. Kenny holds for 3rd position. As we just saw, Fracas balls it around the outside, makes it work in the background. Nectar gets back past Schumacher for 6th position. Can Nectar keep that going through the next couple of corners? Fracas doesn't quite get the exit he's after. It's close, but Fracas holds 4th, Slav gets 5th. Nectar holds on to 6th position. Schumacher loses out 6th to Nectar by just a little bit. Dexter Pippa takes 8th on the line. Quack loses out 8th position to Dexter Pippa on the final corner. Nearly loses out 9th to Zimmer, who Zimmer rounds off the top 10. We then got Major in 11th after having an okay... No, Monty, sorry. Into 11th after having an okay sprint race. We then got Major in 12th, Zab in 13th, Monk in 14th. Sorry, my picture is terrible. We then got Finn in 15th after having a horrible sprint start to his race. And here comes Blade down the end of this lap. And here comes Blade around the last corner for the final time in the sprint race. And there we have it. There's the sprint. So yeah, the first lap was chaos. I think that's the most chaotic first lap I've seen from this. Actually, Spa is still a very chaotic first lap. What else was chaotic? I think Road Atlanta was also quite chaotic as well for this tier. Not the most chaotic lap I've seen from this tier, but definitely on par with some of their best. I will give it to these guys. They do try their best to make it chaotic, and I love it. It's a shame they don't on the track where I can't properly go back and watch it from different angles. I have to try and make it work. So whilst we wait, predictions. My predictions. Well, obviously I know what happens to a set person, but who could I see winning? Kenny and Nathan did very well. They weren't quite as quick as Cap, but they were still incredibly quick, incredibly consistent, and the three of them, to what I noticed, didn't make a mistake or didn't spin out or make many mistakes. So I think potentially Kenny and Nathan could be two to watch. Nectar might be one to watch. Nectar seemed pretty quick towards the end there. Who else? Slav did quite well. Slav got up to 4th position and then held on to, well, just about held on to 4th position. I believe he held on to 4th position. Or have I got a memory like a sieve? Slav. No, he lost out 4th position to Fracas. So Fracas and Slav could also be two drivers to watch as well. So, right, so as I explained in the Tier 4 comms at the start of the feature, there are three potential strategies you can run here. You can either run the soft strategy, the medium strategy coming in. So soft, you pit at lap 2, lap 4, and you go on to the end. You can run the medium, the one stopper, coming in at the end of lap 3 and going on to the end. Or you could do the other one stopper and either do soft hard or hard soft, or even potentially medium hard, medium soft, and do either 2 then 4 or 4 then 2. So they're really the sort of strategy options you have here. I did consider doing the hard, medium 4-2 strategy, but if you want to see what happened, go and watch Tier 4 comms. Putting it nicely, it was a bit moist. Now, going through the grid, we got Zimmer in 1st, Quack in 2nd, Dexter Pipper in 3rd. I'm going to call both your cats by their actual name, Dexter Pipper. I'm not going to call one or the other now. We then got Schumacher in 4th. We got Nectar in 5th. Who's just... It does. It's possible. I've done it. I did it in I did the 4-lap hard soft strategy in a practice feature with Pyro, and it nearly worked actually. I was about 30 seconds behind the tier 2 drivers, and I was about 30 seconds ahead of a driver in my tier, or the tier just above me. So it very, very nearly did work. Now we got Slav in 6th. We got Fracas in 7th. We got Kenny in 8th. Nathan in 9th. And Cap in 10th on the hards. Interesting. We then got Monty in 11th. We then got Major in 12th on the softs. Interesting. Zab in 13th on the mediums. Monk in 14th. Juno Finn in 15th. And then Blade in 16th. And the two drivers that are doing something different is the Ferrari of Major and the Lamborghini of Cap. Interesting. So Cap's tyres will last easily 4 laps. As around the front, around we go, and away we go. Zimmer leads us going into turn 1. Quack's made up some ground a little bit. Watermelon's in 3rd in a bit of no man's land, going a bit further back. Nectar's already caught, catching up to the back of Zimmer. Slavs, excuse me, still there. Kenny's opening up a bit of a gap to Nathan. Nathan's opening up a bit more of a gap to Cap, who's already under pressure. Hold on a minute. Cap's already made up a position. Come on, screen. Come on, work. What happened? Someone's already fucked up. Fracas is already fucked up. How the... What the... Nice consistent pitch, there we go. Whoa. You just go straight... get hit bang by your teammate. And hit by Monk and Finn as well. So Blade goes up to 12. Both Mazda drivers are now right at the back of the grid. And Monk's even further back. Okay. We clearly can't even get to the start-finish line without having an issue. That's why there's a huge gap here. Oh, fair enough. Okay, I'll give you that. You had a glitch camera. All right, I will give you that. I'll let you pass. I'll let you through and let you have a pass. So Frack is now making up some ground as Blade's already spun around. Monty's now up to 11th. Major's up to 10th. Already challenging Cap from 9th position. Major's got to get past Cap pretty quickly for Major to make these soft tyres work. Yeah, you definitely were going to win. I reckon you were going to win. As can Major sneaky and nose up the inside? No, he's just a little bit too far back. But Monty, however, is very much there. So Monty being sensible, using throttle sense to not get too close to coming down here, being a little bit careful. It's still lap 1. Now you've also got to bear in mind that if you get reported on lap 1 for penalties, it's double effect because it's lap 1, and lap 1 you have to wait 7 minutes for you to get all the way around, and you're still on lap 1. So if you do crash into someone at the back here and it's still lap 1 and it's your fault, you're still getting a double the time penalty because it's still lap 1. So you've got to be careful when you're opening a lap on the lap 1 overtakes and whatnot. So Nathan all over the back of Slav. Slav has already been passed by Kenny, who's already now chasing down Nectar for 5th position. Going further forward, we got Schumacher pressuring Dexter for 3rd, who's pressuring Zimmer for 2nd, who's already been overtaken by Quack, and Quack's now opening up a gap to Zimmer for in 2nd position. What do you mean your car was like your ex? I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that on stream because that's horrible. No, I'm not going to say that on stream. You can read it. I'm not going to say it. I bring humour and banter, not insults, to people I've never met. Well, mind you, I've never met any of you, but at least I speak to some of you on Discord. So, moving forward from that little exchange just there, Kenny's all over the back of Nectar. Nectar's was all over the back of Schumacher. Schumacher's pulled out a little bit of a little ahead and a little gap. Let's stick on board so we can keep an eye on all of these drivers at the same time. Going further back, we got Major, who's still holding up, is still being held up by Cap as well. Going to start eating into the soft tyres as we go further forward. Nathan is pressuring Slav, still pressuring Slav for 7th position. And Nectar's gone all over the back of Schumacher coming out of the carousel. Kenny's got a good run on Nectar, not going to make anything work through this section. As Schumacher goes off the road, can Nectar capitalise? No, can't quite get in the nose up the inside. Schumacher shuts the door very firmly. Looking further ahead, Quack's not quite pulling away as much as he used to, as much as he was. Oh, Kenny gets into the back of Nectar, very nearly spins Nectar. Nectar holds it nicely, may I just say. As behind us, we're going to bring Slav and Nathan into this as well. Schumacher's pulling out a little bit of a gap because of the contact between Kenny and Nectar. Going further forward, Pippa's all over the back of Zimmer, whom Zimmer's caught up to the back of Quack, so I'll be keeping an eye out for that. I'm going to join the back of I'm going to join Nathan here as Cap has cleared Major. Is Major disconnected? Major's just disappeared. Oh no, Kenny! Kenny! Did Kenny go wide? Or did he lose it on the jump? When you brake? Oh, Kenny broke on the jump. Oh, that'll explain it. So Kenny's got broke on the jump and just lost out. 6th position, but had you brake just before the jump, you would have had that. You probably would have tried to go around the outside of Nectar. So it's very unlucky, Kenny, for braking in mid-air, which not going to do too much for you. So this is going to promote Cap up to 8th, Monty up to 9th, and Fracas finally into the top 10. Kenny down to 11th with 5 laps to go and a lot of work to do going further forward. This is going to be where the Supra is going to start reeling in the 2 ahead of him. Going further forward than that, Zimmer is going to try and overtake Quack down here. It's definitely going to be in slipstream. Dex is not going to be close enough for any slipstream. That Supra is already superseding speed of that 458. There's 164 there, there's 173 there. It's already 10 miles an hour difference. I know I use 10 miles an hour because I'm weird, I know. So Zimmer straight past Quack for the lead of the race, again coming up to the end of lap 1. Let's go further back. Nectar can't quite keep up with Schumacher. Slav is going to try and reel in Nectar since he's out of slipstream. Nathan's sticking with Slav in the slipstream. Let's jump on board with Nathan as we go through these tricky technical sides. As Slav outbrakes himself, he goes out onto the grass. Can Nathan capitalise? He tries to capitalise, not quite able to though. Here comes Cap. Cap's now here. Gives Nathan just a little kiss going into turn 1. So going further forward, Nectar's managed to get past Schumacher through the twisty S section. I'm imagining it was a moment going up the inside. I'd love to go back, but I don't want to sit and wait through a black screen for 10 seconds just to go back and watch him move. So Nectar up to 4th position. Pippa up still in 3rd, trying to chase down Quack for 2nd. Zimmer not quite able to pull away from Quack by much. The onboard seems to be better actually, so we'll stick with the onboard. The onboards don't actually give me much problem, so we'll stick with the onboard. As Nathan can't quite get around the outside, loses a little speed to Slav, and Cap gives him another push, trying to give him a push in the correct direction. Going further back, Kenny's now up to 9th, Fracas in 10th, Monty's now in 11th. So Kenny making up a little bit of ground already, having made a little mistake a while ago. Monk's in 12th after having a really unfortunate, unlucky start. Zab's in 13th again after having an unfortunate start. Juno Finn's in 14th, and then Blade is bringing up the rear quite a way back. in an 8:05 for an opening lap. That's a minute slower. That's over a minute slower than the top 8. Let's jump back forward again. Sorry, I know I'm flicking a lot. I'm trying to find us some battles. And you are all sort of spread out a little bit at the moment. I think the closest one's going to be here. Schumacher versus Nectar, still. Meow, Dexter Pipper, meow. So I've just seen your Discord message from 10 minutes ago. So Schumacher and Nectar pulling it away from Slav at the moment. Slav still holding up Nathan at the moment. Nathan's tyres are better than the Supra's. A bit further back, Cap's dropped off a little bit from these two. From the look of Cap's fuel, Nathan's a bit better. As Slav goes wide, Slav goes really wide, he goes out onto the grass, loses out the momentum. This is going to allow Nathan straight around the outside onto this back straight. Can Nathan keep the advantage and the speed advantage temporarily? He does, but now the slipstream's taking effect. Now we're far enough in the straight, and Supra's now up to speed. Supra's definitely getting. Oh my god, it's definitely gaining. Is there going to be a move coming into what my teammate called Brave Corner? That was a look. Nathan just had to hold the racing line, swoop across. So Nathan's built more of a gap. Get in Brave Corner as we go around the right-hander. Further ahead, Schumacher's gone just a little wide. Further ahead than that, Quack's now dropped back behind Dexter, who has now gone up to second. He's going to try and chase down Zimmer for first. And a little bit further back, Nectar's now in fourth, going to try and start chasing down Quack. Schumacher's dropping off from the top 4 and dropping into the clutches on Nathan in 6th position. Slav's now caught back up again to Nathan as we go around these twisty sections of the circuit. Nathan's car's a little bit unsteady mid corner and entry to the corner, so Nathan's going to just extend a gap a little bit and close right up onto the back of Schumacher. So we'll jump on board with Nathan. Schumacher takes a little bit too much curb going into the entry. Nathan has a look. Can't make it work. Nathan goes a little bit wide. Schumacher shuts the door in front of Nathan's face going into that turn though. Everybody brakes before the jump. Schumacher again goes a little wide. Looks for a later apex though. Further back as we got Cap versus Slav. Cap's trying to go around the outside, making a bit of a hash of it, to be honest. Touches the wall and goes off the grass, so loses out momentum. Slav keeps 7th. So we'll stick on board with Cap for the moment. No one's really behind us at the moment, so they've got a little bit freer to battle. Oh, Cap, that's not going to help you, mate. So Cap's now lost out the slipstream effect of Slav due to making a little mistake in the second carousel. Slav's definitely got a straight line speed advantage over the cars around him. Can he reel in the 2 cars ahead of him? So jumping further forward, what's going on here? We go. This Quack's now gotten caught up to the back of the Watermelon. Watermelon doesn't defend, but the straight line speed of that Ferrari is not going to be too great at the moment. Nor's the Renault. The Renault's not doing much better as Quack just shuts the door very firmly into the Watermelon's face. So Quack back up to second. Nectar's still in 4th, trying to chase these guys down. Schumacher's still in 5th. Nathan's still in 6th, as Slav's made a mistake. Oh, so's Pippa. So's Pippa. Right, let's go back. There's... Slav just goes in too hot. Slav just goes in way too hot. How does Dexter do that? Just lights up the rear on their own and just hits the curbs. And this is a horrible spot to be in. As you can't... Ooh, as you nearly take out the championship leader. You try and get out the way as Kenny's trying to take advantage of your misposition. You do break, I think, out of it. So Dex and Pippa with a lot of damage. Now down to 8th, was up in 3rd. So this is now promoting everybody up a position. Kenny doing a good job again, back up to 7th, making up ground. Slav down to 9th, Monk in 10th, Monk in 11th, Monty in 10th. Fracas down to 12th, Zab in 13th. Finn in 14th, and Blade bringing up the rear in 15th. Zimmer in 1st, opening and extending his lead to Quack in 2nd. Schumacher's in 3rd. What's happened to Nectar? Nectar must have hit the wall, because Nectar's now very much in the clutches of his championship rival, who's now in 6th position, who's just behind him in 6th position. I think Nathan's had a moment as well, because they're starting to catch up with Nathan. We go round this very, very quick left-hander. Come charging down the hill. I've said it before, the two teammates going to work together. They have turned around. Nathan has turned around and said they're looking into potentially talking to each other. It would be good, because in a situation like this, it'd be good if these two can swap positions, and then Nathan can try and hold up Cap, since we are in round 7 of 8, and every point, like I said yesterday, counts towards the championship now. Actually, speaking of how many points difference are these guys, we'll just have a very, very quick look whilst we go around the next couple of corners. Here they are. There are 14 points difference, so Nec's got 14 points to make up for Cap, but Cap's just won the sprint race, so really, I think Cap's got it from here, unless Nectar can have an absolute stonking feature race here. Going further forward, Nathan's now pressuring Schumacher for 3rd position. Zimmer ahead is extending his lead even more to Quack. Quack's starting to drop off into the grips of these guys. Kenny's in 7th, Pippa's in 8th, after making a really unfortunate mistake at the last corner, which I did catch. Monty's now in 9th, Zimmer's in 10th, having lost out to Monty. Monk's now in 11th, battling with Fracas. As Monk gets it all sorts of wrong, doesn't quite get the car turned, so Fracas gets an easy 11th position. Monk now drops down to 12th. Here comes Zab. Monk doesn't really have any tyres left. So Monk's now going to start struggling. You can see him struggling a little bit because he's already running out wide in some of these corners. And he's losing a lot of time to Zab in the Mazda already. Oh, listen to that car just howl in the trees. It's like listening to a beast from far away. Oh, I love it. Just listening to all the sounds rebounding off all the trees. So I think Slav's not had a great corner either, because Fracas is starting to catch up through this section. Going further forward, let's see if we can find this. Oh yeah, here we go. we'll stay here. We'll stay here with this group now as we've had a little look further back. Nathan's gotten past Schumacher for 3rd position again, having a little bit of go. Apologies, I was more getting a bit engrossed with the sound of the Master RX Visions around the Nurburgring. As Cap gets a little sideways going over the hill. Probably not going to cost him too much. Kenny with the fastest lap of a 6:44.5. As Cap has caught right back up to the... It's probably not Fracas. It's Fracas probably has someone else at home that's probably started to drive for him because it's not crashed. Some random car dude, what's up? Hello. We've got another couple of people here. Hello. How are we doing? Now, whilst you guys are starting to battle with each other, Nathan's now disappearing a little bit and caught right up to the back of Quack. Nectar's caught up to the back of Schumacher now. Cap's now dropped a little bit back off Nectar. That's not going to help his case at all. Here comes Kenny. Can Kenny make anything work? Can Kenny go around the outside? Not really. Cap gives him just a little bit of room, not much. Kenny drops back in behind. Kenny on for another fastest lap with a purple 1.5, nearly 2 seconds quicker already. There's Pippa. Dexter's a bit too far back. Going further forward as Nathan seems to have had a little bit of a moment going through the carousel as Schumacher and Nectar has just caught right up to the back of them. Let's go around this right-hander. Schumacher's gone a little wide. Can Nectar try and capitalise? Keep... Yeah, might have not been quite with it. Or might have not had the practice or the confidence as Nathan goes past Quackhouse down the straight. For 2nd position. Now, where's Zimmer? Zimmer's miles down the road. So we'll stick with these guys for the moment. Nectar in the slipstream of Schumacher. Kenny's got on past Cap. What's happened to Cap? Sorry, I know I said I don't really jump back too much, but considering Cap has lost out quite a lot of momentum to Kenny, I want to have a look what happened. That'll explain it. Immediately, that explains it. So Kenny goes straight through for 6th position. Cap's now got front left bumper damage. This is going to harm his momentum because Kenny's already about 10 or so miles an hour faster. Now going further forward, obviously we've just seen the position change for 2nd position. Let's jump backwards to Nectar. So Nectar in the slipstream as we go under the bridge, round to the left, down the hill again. Are we going to see any moves being done? No. Zimmer comes into the pits. Does everybody? I'm expecting everybody to come in. Everybody does. Good. Kenny does. Cap stays. So Cap's doing the 4-2 strategy, which I talked about earlier on. So this is either going to cost Cap or this is going to make Cap's race, and he's going to potentially try for the overcut. So Cap's now got free air ahead of him. Who else comes in? I'm expecting pretty much everybody in now. Slav's in. Zab stays out. Monty stays out. So this is the only tier I've seen and know of that have done a different strategy, when they've got a net race leader still out in 1st, Nathan out in net P2, Zab's still in, Stab's in 4th, Monty's in 5th, we've got Nectar in P3, out in 6th, jumped Schumacher in the pit, also jumped Quack in the pits as well. So both Alfa Romeos jump in cars and making up time as Nectar doesn't make any time through that corner, nearly loses a position to Schumacher. So Nectar not very comfortable in it, spinning out and spinning around, losing out big time to Kenny. Can Pippa? No, Pippa's too far, Dexter's too far back to capitalise on Nectar's mistake. Not quite being the 18 today, as it says by his name, and dropping down. several positions. He was up in he was in 5th. Excuse me. Now, I'm expecting Zab to drop off the cliff. Look at his tyres. Those mediums are not going to last another lap. No way. Those tyres will. Those tyres will last a lap. Funny enough, when I did a test, they look actually a lot better than mine when I started the lap. So let's keep an eye on these two. So Nathan versus Zimmer. We got another 3 laps. Going further back. As I said, I'm expecting Zab to drop off the cliff, and he's already been passed by fewer. Then we got Monty next, who's got himself a half-second penalty. Monty's also on the same tyres, if not the worst tyre, as he gives Zab a little nudge going through the corner. Nectar's right behind these two now. So, Monk and Finn having a battle for 12th position. Fracas is having a horrible race. He's all the way down in 14th, not really anywhere near anybody. And Blade's having an even worse race further back. Let's give these two a moment of shining glory as we go around the left-hander. Finn trying his best to try and make a pass. Not quite going to make it this time. Hits the curb and gets the car unsettled, so Monk's got a bit more free air. Let's go further forward. Monty's got a half-second penalty, still trying to chase down Zab. Nectar's gotten past the pair of them. Both their tyres are still getting worse, and Zab's got himself some damage as well. Going further forward, and Kenny's caught up to the back of Quack for 5th position. I'm just keeping an eye on this gap here, and that gap is getting a bit shorter. So Kenny deep in the slipstream of Quack. He goes around the outside, then the inside, gets the move done before what I'm going to call brave corner, because you have to be a little bit brave in this corner. So Quack losing out to 5th position to Kenny. Further forward, Nathan's caught right up to the back of Zimmer. I'm curious. Let's stick on board with Cap for a moment. Let me just find a sector time, and I'm going to quickly count the gap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. It's what, about 20 about 25 seconds, 30 seconds? Don't know, hard to tell. Oh, 17. Okay, so 17 seconds at the moment from Cap to Zimmer. Not quite a pit stop, so when Cap pits, I reckon he's going to come out around about the area of Kenny. So Kenny's still starting to pull away a little bit from Quack. Starting to reel in Schumacher. Schumacher's dropping from Nathan and Zimmer. Now going further back. What else is going on? Dexter Pipper's gotten past both Monty and Zab. Monty struggling on his tyres really badly now. Zimmer's going to potentially even get past these two before the back straight. Going further back, Finn's dropping off from the back of Monk. Fracas is starting to reel in Finn a little bit. And then we've got the really, really loud NSX charging up the hill towards Brave Corner. I want to go back forward again. As Quack's reeled in Kenny. Kenny and Quack are reeling in Schumacher though. Schumacher doesn't look like he's had a great exit, so we'll stay on board with Kenny. That's a really good exit from Kenny. Kenny's already in the slipstream. He's pulled a gap from Quack as well, so Quack's not in the slipstream anymore. He's going to lose out to this battle. He's going to lose out the potential straight line speed advantage which he would have gained, so now he's going to struggle down here. I mean, it's 170 there, there's 172 there, there's 172. So, Kenny's kind of gaining. Yeah, he's definitely gaining now. He's definitely gaining, definitely gaining. So we got a yellow flag. How the what the You've even done it before this. Let's go from here. What did I just witness? Come on, catch up. There we go. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. That advantage has just left there. Oh dear. Oh dearie dearie me. I see we got Austin Powers in the house today. As Schumacher gets it all sorts of wrong as well. We just caught the end of that. So Kenny's now up to 4th. Quack is up to 5th. Schumacher's dropping positions like absolute flies. So Dexter's now going to have caught right up to the back of Schumacher. Schumacher has got a little bit of damage. Where's Cap's going to come out behind Dexter as well? Where's Slav? Is Cap going to come out behind Slav or come out ahead? Cap's going to come out just ahead of Slav, and I mean just. So Cap was in first with 17 seconds to his name, and now dropped all the way down to 8th after having made a really silly mistake. Oh, that was fantastic. That's probably got to be one of the highlights of the season at the moment. So going forward, this has made Nectar's race a little bit easier. Nectar needs to try and reel in Quack now to try and maximise the points he's going to try and take home. As Zimmer's opening up the gap a little bit to Nathan. And Kenny's now in 3rd. So a good race from Kenny at the moment. So let's go through the rest of the grid. Let me see if I can find us a battle. There might be a battle going to develop here. Let me see. Okay, Cap's come out on the mediums. Cap's got the freshest tyres on the grid. What did these guys come out on? Monty came out on softs. And Zab is miles ahead of Monty. So Monty must have had an absolute howler that last lap. Now, soft tyres will probably just about do 2 laps. On the testing I did, the soft tyres ran out pretty much there. So Monty should be able to do 2 laps, but he's going to struggle like mad through this final section towards the start-finish straight if he does things like this. He needs to keep it smooth and consistent. Zab in 13th. Fracas in 12th. So Zab could potentially catch his teammate here. He's starting to catch Finn. So Monk in 10th position. Could be a good result, or it could be a top 10 result from him, as we just witnessed the end of Slav coming back on track after having made a mistake just a second ago. I think probably outbraking himself going into that corner. Cap trying to push on, trying to catch up to the back of Schumacher, who's been passed by Dexter for 6th position. So Dexter up to 6th, Schumacher down to 7th. Going further forward, Kenny is opening up the gap to Quack quite a bit, but not really able to close the gap to these top 2. The top 2 in a world and a league of their own at the moment. Zimmer dragging Nathan along. Nathan's got the better cornering and the better braking, but Zimmer's got the better straight line speed. As we go around the right-hander, Nathan probably should have stayed in it. Stayed a little bit more full throttle, could have gotten a lot closer and potentially challenged for the lead here at this corner. Nathan gets really close under the braking, can't quite keep the car turned in, a little bit too much gas, so this is going to allow Zimmer to open up the gap a little bit more again. Let's go further back. Let me see if I can find us a battle or a potential battle to start. Potentially a battle for 11th could be on in the next couple of corners. We'll stay with Fracas. Oh, the sound of that car. Oh. Both of those cars sounding very, very nice around this track as Fracas has pulled Finn right in as we come up to the carousel. Finn having to brake a little bit earlier, Fracas not quite taking as much carousel to begin with. So Finn going a little wide through that section. No, it's not going to quite push him off. Excuse me, as Finn pulls a little bit of a gap from Fracas through these couple of corners as we come up to YouTube corner. Round to the left, both drivers keeping it a nice tidy line. Using that curb on the left to open up the right-hander. Lovely clean lines. Let's brake before the jump. Round the right-hander and then absolutely flat out from here. Don't lift. Keep it pinned, keep it pinned. Round to the left, down the hill, a little bit of a squiggle. Round to the right, round to the left, round to the right again. Keep it flat, keep it flat. So let's jump back forward again. Let's see what's going on further on ahead. The thing glitched out then. I thought it was just a floating scaffold. It's not. So further ahead. Okay, something's happened because these two are now behind Schumacher. That's something I missed. What happened there? And by quite a margin as well. Kenny setting a new fastest lap of a 6 minutes 41.2. Very, very good lap. So Fracas has also gotten past Finn as well. So Finn might have had a bad corner or something. I don't know. So Fracas now getting past. Zab now starting to slowly catch up the other two drivers. Monty further back has already used over half of his tyre this lap. So I'm not sure if he's going to make it around the next lap. Let's keep an eye out though. Dexter Pipper caught back up to Schumacher, having made the pass earlier. Now Schumacher's back ahead, so we'll stick on board with these two. As Dexter's not quite getting the lines right through these couple of corners, losing it a little bit of ground to the BMW, but that's a bit better. BMW took a really, really tight exit on that corner. Dexter took a wider line carrying the speed. Schumacher shut the door very firmly. Little lift and stay flat here. Stay flat, stay flat. Don't lift. Use the slipstream. Just come over this crest, round, bring it to the right, little lift, round to the left, get back on the gas, and then brake. As we come deep into the brakes, Dexter tries a move, doesn't make it work, doesn't capitalise on the unsettlement of Schumacher's car. So respectful driving there. Let's stick on board with these guys. We're on the final lap of this race. I didn't even twig we're on the final lap. Who's backwards? Who's backwards? How the hell did you do that? Yeah, I don't think Monty's tyres are going to last this lap. Yeah, that'd do it. I'm surprised you didn't get any engine damage with that second contact. So, Monty not having a great start to his final lap. Finn dropped right off the back of Fracas, who's been passed by his teammate Zab as well, so that's something else I've missed. So the two Mazdas passing each other for 11th and 10th. Slavs in 11th and 12th, excuse me, as Slavs in 10th, Monks in 9th. Dex is still chasing down Schumacher for 7th. Caps ahead of the pair of them at the moment, having a wacky time, doing wacky things that usually stay on drifting tracks, not on racing tracks. As Nectar's in 5th, trying slowly chasing down Quack though. Quack's being chased down at the moment, being reeled in. Kenny's in a very, very good, comfortable 3rd, and Nathan is still chasing down Zimmer for that race win. And these two are pretty much about the same pace as well. So let's keep an eye on a lot of these guys at the moment. I'm going to flick through because I want to try and make sure I don't miss too much more. Stay with these guys. Right, let's have a little flick through. What else is going on? Fracas has gone back past his teammate. So the two Mazdas, whenever I seem to last see them, they keep flicking positions. So Monty with more damage. Monty, you letting the auto drive him at the moment. I think Monty might have just had enough, which I do not blame him, to be brutally honest. And here comes Blade, so if Monty stays on auto drive for the rest of this lap, Blade might actually overtake him. Let's jump back further forward, as these two are still probably the closest on track at the moment, into the carousel, then into the tricky section. Going further forward, Caps in no man's land at the moment. Nectar's really closed up onto the back of Quack. We'll keep an eye out on these two. Kenny's starting to close up on these two as well, as Zimmer goes wide. That might have been a little bit of a push from Nathan due to the fact that Nathan backed off. As we go over the jump, around the double right-hander. From here, stay flat. Do not lift. Stay flat, stay flat, stay flat. You could have stayed flat. Stay absolutely pinned and you catch him up here. Round to the right. Zimmer brakes. Nathan doesn't, so Nathan's going to catch up a little bit through here. Let's quickly check the rest. As Nectar's starting to reel in Quack a little bit more. As Dex is still all over the back of Schumacher. Jump forward. Zimmer and Nathan still really close. Nathan gets a little bit squiggly out of the carousel. It's going to allow Zimmer to extend some time a little bit. Is he going to try and break that slipstream early? No, Nathan gets a better corner. They both get about the same sort of corner down the final straight. Let's have a quick look at everybody else. As we catch Zimmer going off the track again, does Monk Monk's not far off. Monk might be able to capitalise, so potentially can the Mazdas. Zimmer sits right in the middle as we come up to the jump. Both Mazdas and Zimmer and Monk all together. Zimmer goes, Slavman goes off. Monk goes through. Can Zab and Fracas capitalise? Going further forward. As I've got a really glitchy, really laggy and glitchy replay. Zimmer holds off on the pressure, holds off Nathan. As Nathan makes a mistake on the last corner, which is going to allow Zimmer to take easy victory here at the Nurburgring in the feature. Nathan comes over in second. Kenny comes over in third. So a fantastic race from both Nathan and Kenny. Can Quack hold off Nectar? Just about. Nectar gave it absolutely everything he could. Quack holds off Nectar for fourth position. Cap comes over the line in sixth. Damage, a bit more of a damage control for the final couple of laps. Schumacher pulls a gap from Dexter. Looking further back. Monk holds off ninth at the moment. Zimmer can try and use the straight line speed of that Supra to catch up. Going further forward, we'll come back to that in just a moment. Schumacher comes around the final corner. Doesn't spin out, keeps it straight. Schumacher in seventh. Dexter in eighth. Monk coming down the final stretch. Slav's closed up. The two Mazdas are close as well. We'll stay with these two at the moment. Slav's trying everything he can to try and get past Monk. Monk sticks on the racing line in the middle of the track, holds him off at the moment. Can both drivers keep it squared? That's the next question. Both drivers do. Get about the same exit. Monk gets 9th. Slav rounds off in the top 10. Zab in 11th. Fracas in 12th after having a horrible start to this feature. Finn also having a horrible start to this feature. Comes over the line. Around the last corner, excuse me. Now comes up to the line for 13th position. Monty has left us. I think another driver has left us as well. No, Major left us as well. So both Monty and Major have left us. Over the jump we go, around the right-hander for Blade. We'll give Blade a bit of time. Blade looking at his times, is struggling around this track. So not a race for some of these guys to remember, I think. You're welcome, Nathan. As we go around the first left-hander, coming up to the second left-hander of the final carousel. How far down can Blade get before the timer runs out? Cap with the fastest lap, I just want to point out, of a 6:39.8. Really quick lap there from the Lamborghini driver. So before Blade comes over the finish line to finish, or before the timer runs out, people, next week is the final round of the season. There is providing I can organise it, there is potentially going to be something special organised. I don't know. I'm going to try and organise it. If I can, great. If I can't, then it might just be in tier 4. But I will try and organise. There we go. There's the timer. I'm going to try and organise a special little thing at the end of the race next week. Now there's the standings. Fracas has uploaded the standings. And he has uploaded the correct standings for the first time this season. So Cap extends his lead in the championship to 25 points from Nectar. Nectar had a really good start to the season. Past couple of races he's not really been there, and Cap has just been consistent and there the whole time at the moment. So Nathan, the other Alfa Romeo driver, is in third position, only 38 points behind his teammate. In fourth we got Zimmer, who is 15 points behind Nathan, and then rounding off the top 5 is Zab, who's been dropping off throughout the season, who's 30 points behind. In the constructors, we have got the Alfa Romeos have pretty much taken the constructors title with 340 points, with the Lamborghini Hurricanes with 240 points. So there's 100 points difference. So the constructors have pretty much gone to the Alphas. And then in third, we got the Toyota Supras, who are at 226. So there we go. Both tier 4 and tier 5 are up to date. We got one more race to go, which is next Monday. So keep an eye out on Discord, keep an eye out on YouTube, and I will let you guys know when I stream. Take care, everybody. Have a great